great sound design, I think, respects the text and the context and emotionally what's going on, and meets the expectations but also sort of subverts them and tries to do something interesting.
The really key thing with audio storytelling, the thing I love the most about it, is that it takes these three facets of sound design, music, and narration, and it brings together this gorgeous sort of sonic marriage of all three that can be achieved so wonderfully without any visuals, and there's just no limits to what you can do with audio storytelling.
We decided quite early on in Little Mermaid that it was going to be more of a sort of textural thing, and a lot of the time, so it's emotional leading.
I knew her, and what she ached for on nights when she stayed behind wasn't trophies or possessions or worse, but the chance to explore. It was on such a night that I caught wind of her song, when she had little to comfort her but the beckoning light of the moon.
When you do remove the visuals, the narration and the voice becomes such the hero storytelling technique, particularly with children's audiobooks like this one. So I think that the voice is a really powerful tool.
You want the sound to sort of like help the narrator along, so you don't want to distract from it. That's something in particular with audiobooks. People are very tied to the narrator. People are listening to these in like lots of different contexts, in the car or in the bath, off your phone. So you've got to really respect that as the sort of lead in there.
The production of an audiobook is mega. From a production standpoint, the initial brief is really a good opportunity to collectively chat about your creative objectives. We were instructed as part of the brief to not be super literal in the sound design with that. We're not, bringing out sound effects of knives and all this kind of stuff. We wanted to keep it quite subtle. And then I think on the flip side, to bring that positivity from the Disney version, we really brought that through in the music.
Did I mention I love to sing?
We firstly started by recording the story with one of our own internal voices, and then our sound designer Lawrence was able to really start mapping out where those key moments were going to take place. And then we had the really exciting day recording with Leanne, which was wonderful. And for this production of The Little Mermaid, that really came to life when we brought in live singers and live vocal production to enrich the composition and just bring that to life, and it just elevated it wonderfully.
Come home to us. They are calling, knowing what will happen. Come journey to the ocean floor. You'll live with us and breathe no more.
To create the underwater sounds, I sort of took the script or the story and I looked at every location. I knew that I really wanted to make underwater 3D and more claustrophobic, and that the transition between underwater and above, for you to feel the sort of separation spatially.
Then, just as the ship tipped over, she saw him disappear into the waves.
Underwater sounds, things come to mind, the whales, clicking of dolphins, which is these sort of legato, quite beautiful, a bit eerie. So I took loads of different bird recordings from around the world and slowed them right down. And it's weird how aquatic stuff gets. So I made all of these like creatures which feel familiar but feel totally at home underwater, and then used that to sort of paint the picture.
Fish, large and small, dart between their branches, just as your birds flutter through the trees.
And then all the sound design, so I came up with a palette right at the beginning, so I spent quite a long time experimenting, recording sounds. What I would consider interesting in my sound design just comes from experimentation and mistakes, so trying to make something maybe for footstep and then you sort of keep messing about with different things and like, oh, that's something a bit unexpected to maybe come out of there, and then I'll store that away and come back to it later. You just use your imagination to figure out like what might be suitable for a particular sound. So a lot of it is from experience and just practicing with different things. It all adds to the sort of realism and immersion of it, I think.
With anything that you're creating, you really need to think about the overall palette. And in this case, it's the overall sound palette. That's how you keep things consistent audio-wise. What is the tone of the production? And in that sense, with an audiobook, we're trying to make this tonal symphony.
I think people are paying more attention to the craft in a sort of similar way that you do with film, and the technology has sort of moved alongside film, so we still get all of the same tools that big blockbusters can use, and the expertise in using those tools has developed and come along. People genuinely want a cinematic, well, there's the opportunity for like a cinematic experience with it.